I've spent decades untangling lies, but none cut deeper than the ones draped in a sister's laugh. As Judge Eleanor Grayson, I presided over murderers and thieves, watched families fracture under greed, yet nothing prepared me for the venom served at my sister's engagement gala. Beneath glittering chandeliers, I learned the cruelest betrayals don't come from enemies, they come from those who know your scars by heart. The invitation arrived in a cream envelope, embossed with gold script: celebrate the engagement of Vanessa Grayson and Theodore Langston. No personal note, no +1, just a text from Vanessa, *KL, don't feel obligated to come. Theo's family is kinda elite. Maybe skip the courtroom vibe? Zoxo, her words lingered like a paper cut. She didn't know the woman I'd become, how my gavel had silenced boardrooms, how my name echoed in legal journals. To her, I was still the awkward girl buried in books, unworthy of her spotlight. Growing up, Vanessa was the star, effervescent, charming, the daughter our parents polished like a trophy. She's got such spark, they'd coo, excusing her tantrums or lies. I was the shadow, the too serious one, poring over novels in the attic while Vanessa dazzled at parties. She'd tease me at dinner, calling me the nun for my plain clothes, and our parents chuckled, oblivious. Dad barely glanced up from his paper, Mom never asked why I hid in my room. So I learned to vanish, channeling my voice into debate clubs and law texts. While Vanessa flunked her marketing degree, I graduated law school early, clerked for a circuit judge, and prosecuted fraud cases until my name carried weight. At 37, I became the youngest judge in the 9th District. The local paper ran my photo, robes crisp, gaze steady. I mailed a copy home. No one called. Vanessa and I drifted, holidays, funerals, stilted calls where she monologued about her exhausting socialite life. I listened, never mentioning the lives I'd reshaped with a single ruling. When her engagement invite came, I almost declined. But something stirred, a need to face the silence that had trailed me since childhood. I bought a sleek navy dress, booked a flight, and drove to the gala, steeling myself for the masquerade. The venue was a cliffside mansion, all glass and ivy, screaming wealth. Vanessa's name glowed on a silver sign, Theodore's in smaller print, a hint at her control. I arrived precisely on time, as always, watching guests in tailored suits and shimmering gowns float past valets. Inside, the air buzzed with laughter and clinking flutes. I took a glass of Prosecco, lingering near a marble column, invisible as ever. My parents stood across the room, Dad's tie askew, Mom in a gaudy emerald dress, clutching a bracelet I'd gifted her years ago, unthanked. She caught my eye, offered a vague smile, then turned away. No hug, no words. Vanessa swept in, radiant in rose-gold sequins, her laugh a melody that pulled every gaze. She didn't see me at first, too busy air-kissing friends. When her eyes finally met mine, her smile sharpened, not warm, but territorial. "Eleanor, you came," she chirped, voice syrupy. "Didn't think you'd ditch the bench for this." Her friend smirked, eyeing my dress. "Navy's, bold," she added, brows arched. "Just keep things light, okay? Theo's family is particular." "I'll manage," I said, my tone even. She laughed, too loud, and flitted off, her perfume lingering like a taunt. I found a seat near a towering fern, half hidden, watching her orbit the room. Theodore approached later, all charm and polished teeth. "Eleanor, right? Vanessa's sister?" I nodded. "She said you work in records? Something clerical?" His tone was kind, but patronizing. "Something like that," I replied, letting him squirm in the silence. He didn't press, drifting back to Vanessa's glow. Dinner unfolded with toasts, friends gushing about Vanessa's wild youth, her charisma. I sat at a corner table, my salmon untouched, as guests ignored me. Vanessa hadn't introduced me, hadn't even mentioned a sister. I overheard Theodore tell a cousin, "Yeah, she has a sister, but they're not tight." My pulse didn't quicken. I'd faced worse in court, liars bolder than that. Then Vanessa stood, glass raised, the room hers. "Thank you all for being here," she purred. "I wasn't always this fabulous." Laughter rippled. My sister Eleanor was the opposite, Miss Rules, always so, stiff. She once grounded me for stealing her scarf. The crowd chuckled. She's still like that, judgy, no fun. I'm shocked she's here, honestly. She's not big on joy. Her eyes locked on mine, daring me to shrink. Theodore grinned, nudging her. Play nice, he teased, then glanced at me. But seriously, thanks for coming. Vanessa said you're in, what, city archives? The room waited, expectant. I set down my glass, deliberate. Not quite, I said, voice clear. Theodore blinked. Vanessa mentioned government work, filing, or something. I let the pause stretch, heavy. No, I said. I'm a judge. Superior Court, 9th District. The air shifted. Whispers sparked. A man nearby muttered, Judge Grayson? The Harper case? Heads turned. A woman gasped, she shut down that cartel ring. Phones flickered, searches launched. Vanessa's smile froze, her glass trembling. I didn't know you were still doing that, she stammered. I thought you quit. I stood, unhurried, folding my napkin. You never asked. My voice wasn't loud, but it carried, like in my courtroom. I met Theodore's stunned gaze. When people assume, they miss the truth. The room buzzed, eyes darting between us. My parents sat mute, Mom pale, Dad staring at his plate. Vanessa's laugh cracked. Well, that's intense, Elle. I walked out, past gaping guests, their facades crumbling. No scene, no tears, just the weight of truth settling like dust. Outside, the ocean air was sharp, free. My phone lit up, Mom's missed call, Vanessa's texts. Asterisk, why didn't you tell me? That was humiliating, asterisk, I didn't reply. They'd crafted their story, erasing me to prop themselves up. Now, they'd choke on the reality. I drove away, the mansion fading in my rearview. I didn't need their applause or their guilt. My life, my bench, my rulings, my name, was mine, built without their glance. Vanessa could keep her stage, I had my gavel. For the first time, the silence felt like victory.